So this is where I started. If you go to Silicon Valley and you speak to the large companies down there, it's about moonshots and the big ideas that are going to change billions of people's lives, right? Well, I'm going to call it out and say that these moonshot ideas, or these things that we're aiming towards, are kind of bullshit. The idea of creating such a huge, grandiose target is good from a dreaming perspective, but it's not particularly effective from a doing perspective. Certainly not for lots of companies that don't have billions of dollars. So I kind of call bullshit on this because, hey, you know, do we really want to live forever? Do we really want to get everyone on the internet? Do we really want to colonize Mars? Who wants to actually move to Mars in the room? No, it's okay. You can put your hand up. It's fine. If you really want to move to Mars, think about moving to the South Pole and living in like a climate-controlled tent with a bunch of people that you might not like forever. Oh, yeah. So, you know, I sort of call it out in terms of these moonshots because, you know, the grandiose thinking, it does drive us forward and it is useful, but sometimes it can go horribly wrong. Google actually set this up. They did the X Prize back in the day with Peter Diamandis. He set up the X Prize so you could send a reusable spaceship into space like twice in 48 hours. It was hugely important. You know, it is a moonshot, but it's not as big as say, oh, let's send a moon rover to the moon from wherever in the world, get it to drive 500 meters and send back high definition pictures. But that's what this prize was all about. What actually happened with this was they actually cancelled it because it was nobody could manage the Google Moonshot Prize and actually get to the moon. It's too expensive and too far away. It was just too difficult, right? If you actually remember during the Cold War, like NASA and the American administration and then the Russians were head-to-head in the Cold War battle to actually land someone on the moon. And really, it almost bankrupted both countries in terms of like their space programs. I think it actually did throw Russia into a really bad place as well, right? So moonshots are a good idea if you want to dream. They're a bad idea if you want to do. This presentation is about people that do things through radically creative thinking. You know, why aren't we thinking about the grassroots? Why aren't we thinking about the change that we can make in our cities and our countries? So that brings me into this concept of radical creativity. Now, radical creativity is the mashup of things like exponential technologies, which I'll talk about here, consumer behavior, academia, scientific discoveries, cultural changes, policy and standard reform, and community. And you wrap that up in a culture of experimentation, execution, and open sharing. And suddenly you've got the ability to actually drive all the thinking forward, to actually achieve some of these bigger ideas, but on a smaller grassroots level.